So check this out, graphene sealant. It's a ceramic sealant with graphene in it, and it settles to the bottom. So you got to make sure you shake it, and the graphene will actually sit in these micro scratches and make your vehicle even more hydrophobic. Step 1, polish up a spot real good. Step 2, turn it on. Let the camera do its thing. Hit it at different angles. This color has metallics. You want to make sure you get that sorted out. As long as those 4 pins are pressed, there's 5 cameras in here, I believe, something like that. Now I take this and upload it to the computer. And I'm going to make sure I get the pin code, which will be right there. Only the 11th digit in the VIN. That does make a difference on these Hondas. And that's how I'm going to keep track of what that scan was, by labeling it the pin code. And we'll hit up import panel. And we'll import right here. And I'm going to name it NH736-A. It is, I'm going to copy that. It's an effect. Update, select, back to here. Paste. Hope I did everything right. And I want the beer. So you can see right here, I'm searching within the code, and that's just the name that I picked. And it gives me a bunch of options, and I go, man, no spray out colors. So I think I'm gonna just search the code by itself and see what I get, and try and get the color chips. These color chips. And they don't have enough of this color to warrant any color chips, because they just got standards, no variants. Must not be a very popular one. Use the coarseness selector. This is key for trying to match your metallics. There's a 4, there's a 3. I'd say the metallics closely match a 4. 3 is too fine. So when I look at my colors on my computer, I'm looking for 4s. Must have just been a PPG thing I still got in my head, but I ditched the A in the search, and now this came up, but I know that's not a coarseness 3. We're gonna hit show all results, and that's the best score. Now these cameras are really good at picking up color, not so good at sorting out metallics, so that's why we use that coarseness selector, to make sure that we have the right metallics to start with. But I think I'm gonna take this one, and this will be the one that I spray out and pray that it matches. Not having any luck finding any chips out of here, so if I could pull a chip out and I can go, hey, like, at least I have something to gauge the color off of, but I don't here. So blindly trusting the camera, hoping it works out. I'm sure it will. It's usually good like 80% of the time, and if not, it'll get me closer to the ballpark, and I can kind of tweak the formula or compare formulas and see maybe this one will be better because this color is 2X, Y, and Z, and that one will be better for what I'm trying to do. My customer's like, oh, I parked the vehicle inside of the building, like there was no parking out front. Like, what? We'll go for a little walk. Now, I would call this color an undesirable color. Got a new front bumper for it, and I just know it's a tough one. I'm thinking, do we just blend it, take the small L now, so it's going to be a nice match to fenders? Not only for my sake, so I can sleep at night knowing like, hey, the color matched and the customer won't complain, but the vehicle just looked that much better that you might as well just blend the fenders, because you can at least know that you did a good job. But let's load up the camera and give it a shot. If you're looking for an anti-static gun, this is the one, Unicel Tech. Very quality gun, doesn't need to be charged or anything, just plug in your air and go. Make sure the light is green. You'll remove any static on your panels. Look at that. Sheesh. Yeah, no waste, let's go. No, I haven't forgot about this. This is job number 6. And to be fair, before this one, the last 3 were smaller jobs, but 6 jobs in, we're sitting at 3 ounces. take it. This right here is why I'm gonna blend it. It's colors like this, so that no matter what, when you blend it, you're always gonna have a nice match. When you're doing bumpers, take the small L now, so you don't have to have the issue of do we respray, or if the customer does notice, hey, the color's different. But now I know I have an exact match from right there to right there. Looks good. Now I can go for lunch. Here's the secret when you're trying to move some plastic around. You're heating it up. How hot do you know to make it? Heat it up until you, on the other side, it's too hot to touch. You don't have to get it any warmer than that, and it'll be just fine. Quick, easy way to check it. Just touch the backside. I wasn't paying attention, and on my very last mix, I had a brain fart and I over poured, and I'm ending up having to decide, do you dump it out or do you remix some more? When I ended up remixing it, I added another 120 grams to my total mix, which sucks, but at least I didn't have to waste the whole can on a bad mix. I can recalculate it based on that one overpour. So I guess rule of thumb is pay attention. When that hits 0, stop. That's all I gotta do. Whoops. You know what? That overpour of paint here, it worked out perfectly. I got my coverage coat, my orientation coat, and I looked at it, did my spray out, and it needed not 1 but 2 drop coats. Now it gave me just enough. There's not a lot of paint, like half of an ounce of paint left in there, period. So the overpour worked out in the end, which is great. Number 2 of blending, but taking a small L at the beginning so that later on the color is perfect. Look at that. You can see where the blend is along the tape. When right to where all these body lines are, because it can kind of muffle up the color a bit. Stayed below that so I didn't get into the hood, even though the hood is not good. I just kind of blended it and send it. Customer should be happy. I'm happy. We all win. Now, could I have taken those 3 bumpers that I sprayed and just did them all at once, at the same load, and just did it one time and done? Would it have looked good? Yeah, probably. But I just wanted to make sure that everything turns out exactly right, so there's no second guessing. There's no kind of looks off, maybe we should redo it. There's no chance of a respray because we took the time just to make that little extra little bit of quality to blend the fenders up so that we know that our color is the same color from the bumper to the fenders every time. So at least now there's going to be no doubt in our mind, customer's mind, anybody's mind, that their vehicle does not look good because we went the extra mile to make sure it looked good. And also check this out. Sheesh! Yep, let's go. I know there is a lot of production painters and they all brag about how many hours they can do and this and that, but at the end of the day, if your quality isn't there and your customers aren't happy, you're never going to be given the opportunity to push out as many hours as you can within a week. So just doing something like blending the fenders, I know it gets a little iffy on the quarter panels if you're doing a rear bumper, but even still, taking the extra time and really dialing in your color with spray cards or whatever makes all the difference in the world. So kind of make the decision on that. I find it easier to blend the fenders, especially on those colors, because I could spray out cards and cards and cards and never get it right. So I'm honestly just quicker just to quickly take the time, sand it, blend it, send it. Like I always say, blend it and send it. It always seems to be the magical solution. One nice thing about attempting my own PDR and trying to get better at doing that, if I do screw up, it doesn't matter. We already planned on fixing it with some filler and paint. So if I can just keep pushing the limits of my skills, make a mistake, not the end of the world, because I can fix that without having to stress about it. And with that being said, PDR, so paintless dent repair, you want to check out Todd, No Mo Dents. He's the guy that will sort out any door dings, hail damage, you name it. I'll sort you out with paint, collision repair, SGI insurance work. Todd, he's the one. All your PDR needs. He's the absolute man. Handle any situation, any dent. So if you have a door ding, hit up No Mo Dents. He is a lot better at PDR than me.